we were following, we were mutuals on Twitter. So how the hell does this even transpire? I didn't even want drama with this person. I didn't ask God to have drama with this person. I never wanted it.
Ah yes, people. Welcome to the internet, where we start a drama over a satirical comment on a YouTube video and being banned from a Discord server. For those of you who don't know who Parlo or Jadyn is, they're two creators that I've went over a few times on my channel and criticized in the past quite a bit. To summarize my older videos, let's just say Jadyn and Parlo are both very problematic creators who, when they got into drama, I viewed as a godsend from YouTube for content. To basically point out how silly the reasoning behind this drama was, when I saw Parlo was calling Jadyn out on Twitter, I thought it was a legit joke because how stupid the reasoning behind it was. Like, you can't get so pissed off at somebody saying that you fell off. Imagine being that sensitive. Like, shit, Jadyn tried to flag down somebody for making a video on them, but you literally made an entire drama over a comment in a Discord ban. Anyways, let's get on with it. So Jadyn and Parlo both end up making responses to each other, Jadyn throwing out the first response because it was a pretty interesting live stream to say the least. There was nothing really of value on there, besides a lot of funny clips I could use against Parlo because he looks like an absolute dumbass, and well, a lot of funny clips to use against Jadyn, to say the least. Most of these I won't be using because Parlo and Jadyn actually took accountability for them. I know, it's quite insane to hear that. I guess the first response we'll tackle is Jadyn's because, you know, it came out first and let's just say it was a video.
But then he says, I glorify Hitler's actions because of this joke I made on Discord that said I literally support Adolf. Like that's such blatant sarcasm, and he's trying to frame it in a way that I actually support Hitler. Which is kind of ironic because I'm sure he's made some edgy jokes in the past. And apparently you're even friends with the guy who uploads videos like this. George Floyd is alive, exposed. You're friends with that guy? Bad Boy Halo is a pedophile. Proof confirmed. Dream raped me. Allegation. You're friends with that guy? You're friends with him.
I condone any of that.
If it isn't obvious, Parlo took one of Jadyn's jokes and basically took it out of context to make it look like one of their actual beliefs. Which is kind of ironic because Parlo likes to bitch about context quite a lot when he's called out. This would have been a good point if she just left it at that, as, well, I mean, that's completely fair. But no, Jadyn continued to go on, and I don't entirely agree with the rest of the stuff Jadyn had to say. For one, being friends with somebody does not automatically mean that you have to condone all of their actions. For instance, I am friends, or at the very least acquaintances, with somebody in this community who is widely disliked. This being Max BT Show. You know, the guy who likes to clickbait pedophile accusations and, well, make fake evidence, you know, get people riled up and do the funny, I guess. I find it very stupid, but if you didn't know, people are a bit different in private, so that's probably why. Another issue I have is it seems to be that Jadyn is cutting out bits and pieces where Parlo would be speaking in order to make this clip look better. Granted, Jadyn does leave one rebuttal in, but obviously he seems to be a lot more. Now, of course, I find this to be disingenuous, but I still don't know the impact of the clip, even if it was in full. Now, before you ask me why I didn't go looking for the clip, well, I did, but it's a 2.5 hour live stream, and well, to be fair, the entire live stream seemed to be an accumulation of Parlo screaming and repeating himself. Now, granted, Jadyn was being a dickhead too, but their stream is either privated or deleted.
Another person's death advertisement. Now I think it's time that I finally respond to this annoying argument that it is bad, it's horrible to put ads on a video talking about serious topics. And sometimes I do agree with that. Like if it's an absolutely abhorrent thing that I'm talking about, I will not put ads on that video. But just like the media does, I report on news. Reporting on news is my job. I really don't see a problem with putting ads on a video where you're being respectful, where you're just reporting.
Take this as you will, many people have different opinions, so you do you. I personally don't find it morally correct to fill your pockets because somebody died and use that to your advantage. I don't care that much, I just personally don't like it. I also don't like the idea of you using the media as a scapegoat to justify your actions, just outright say it. I make money off of dead people, I don't care what you think. Overall, I think this response was a 5 of 10, you know, just quit bullshitting, just outright say everything that you need to say. Don't, like, try to gloss over it or, like, pussyfoot around it, just say it. After Jadyn released her masterpiece, it made Parlo a little mad, you know? So you know what they did? They ended up making a 30-minute response that I am now gonna have to comb through. Enjoy.
Go back to making your shitty fucking text-to-speech. You're one of the worst fucking YouTubers I've ever fucking seen.
So recently, one of the stupidest and most embarrassing
Wait, did you actually censor the word retard?
So let's begin. Now, it's pretty comical to see the over-exaggerated title insinuating I am the worst Roblox YouTuber.
Dude, everybody who's successful on YouTube over-exaggerates their titles. You're only complaining because it hurts your feelings. You literally pulled the same thing when Toxic Distress made a video on you. It's a title, it's not that deep.
So first point I would like to address is Jaden's constant topic shift regarding my content.
Go back to making your shitty fucking text-to-speech. You're one of the worst fucking YouTubers I've ever fucking seen.
He's basically like a Roblox commentary YouTuber. He makes like 1-minute videos on tweets. I don't know if you want to call that commentary.
Now, I have little to no idea why she even thinks this has any relevance to do with the main situation at hand.
How would describing your channel not have any relevance to the situation? It just gives further context and explains more about you as a creator. Why wouldn't it have any relevance? You're literally the person that Jadyn is beefing with.
Hypocrisy is in the sense that your content is ultimately just as bad as mine, in the sense that you milked Dream into over 50 videos, and of course you're gonna try and bring up Lisa Gaming Roblox. Oh my god, you made videos on Lisa, you did this, you did that. But the difference is, Lisa engages in child rings, or at least associated in them with her equally disgusting friends, while you're just making videos on Dream dying, and making the 7th video on Dream getting cancelled. They're not comparable.
I beat Lisa Gaming Roblox. Lisa Gaming Roblox was unbanned. Lisa Gaming Roblox got banned. Lisa Gaming Roblox diss track update. Lisa Gaming Roblox is going to court sued. The truth exposed. Lisa Gaming Roblox raid. Lisa joined. The evil truth of Lisa Gaming Roblox. I talked to Lisa Gaming Roblox. Look, Parlo, like it or not, they can be compared for a very simple reason. Most of the videos I've seen so far are either made for extremely unnecessary reasons or they talk about stupid trolling shit that Lisa does. None of the videos I've seen so far seem to talk about CP rings. It's almost as if you pulled that point out of your ass to try to justify it, and it doesn't work. It would only work if most of your videos were talking about and exposing this vile and illegal shit she does, but most of them don't. To even think of using the point that just because she associates in CP rings, I cannot be called out for milking her is retarded. You've made at least 24 videos on Lisa alone. Not to mention all the other times you've worked her name into the title for extra clicks. I think calling people out for milking is pretty stupid and petty. But when you try to make the point that you're not a hypocrite for calling somebody else out for milking, even though you quite clearly do it, is pretty stupid. Anybody with a functioning brain can see this. Also, I better add this in before I get screwed over. All CP allegations towards Lisa are alleged until proven otherwise.
I seriously don't see what you gain at trying to take digs at someone's content when you should be ultimately trying to debunk my claims at you, in which you failed at doing, and essentially just admitted to doing most of the things I called you out on later in my video, as you will see. So the motive you push that I spread false information about you isn't exactly true now, is it, Jaden?
The amount of irony that is emitting from this clip is insane. I can already hear you guys scratching your heads because you don't understand. So if you look in this clip, you can see Parlo quite clearly stating he is not spreading any false information, right? He never would do that. But later on in this very video, Parlo ends up backpedaling and admitting that he pushed a false narrative about Jadyn's jokes.
Now, I guess the only slimmer or fabricated evidence Jalen goes over regarding my call-out post was that I made a mistake regarding my classification of his cancerous and pretty much unfunny German leader of World War II jokes, which she has made multiple times on her server.
Listen to how Parlo just casually downplays his action as if it's no big deal. Guys, I only made a slimmer a bit of falsified statements. Guys, I only misclassified it. You pushed the narrative to your audience of thousands that Jadyn was glorifying the actions of a very despicable person. Those actions killing millions and harming many people till this day.
Parlo decided to call me out on Twitter, and this post he made is just filled with a bunch of lies and is extremely petty.
While you claim that the post I made is full of lies, you never actually go into any more detail on how it is such.
You know what? I give up. I actually give up. You're watching the video right now.
But then he says I glorify his actions because of this joke I made on Discord that said I literally support Adolf.
Now, I'll admit, Jadyn obviously was exaggerating the fact that it was full of lies, but I am telling you, there is no way in hell that Jadyn did not go into any more detail in their video practically based on this call-out post. To frame it as such is just blatantly wrong.
Yes. I did indeed see Jaden's comment regarding the text-to-speech, and maybe Jadyn doesn't know this, but back in December, my text-to-speech was the reason why I got demonetized, and I had lost over $6,000 over it. Now, you would have thought Jadyn didn't know this, but she did.
Honestly, I hope you lose your entire platform and get demonetized again. Fuck you.
Okay, so you got demonetized for using text-to-speech, and Jadyn made a joke saying you fell off after stop using text-to-speech. I think that doesn't in any way still justify the fact that you lost your shit over a little joke in a comment section. If anything, that's just a blatant example of your immaturity.
And she shows screenshots from a completely unhinged person called Katz, who participated in a Twitter space basically trying to get certain creators who are similar to myself doxxed.
You do realize, Parlo, just because somebody's a shit person, it doesn't nullify what they have to say or show. To completely gloss over the screenshots provided and try to attack the person who provided them in order to try to invalidate them is scummy. And before somebody twists my words, no, I am not supporting doxing.
An 80 and pull a fast one on me with the, oh, but you mass disliked other people. So, okay, let's go over this valid point, shall we? So, the last time I asked people to do this was a month ago, and the person in question was a guy who had child porn. Now, what more do I need to say? Also, this guy doxes people. And as of a month ago, I changed this mentality, hence why I've no longer done this. However, I basically shouldn't have got people to try and dislike these videos. However, these were the same people who made fun of me getting domestically abused, getting demonetized, and trying to ultimately push me to suicide. Now, while Litmako has definitely changed since then and apologized, I am simply giving context behind why I did it. Giving context isn't giving an excuse to justify my actions, but it is better to explain my mentality at the time.
Now look, this would be a very agreeable thing if it didn't feel like he was trying to justify it. Now look, take this point with a grain of salt as you will, because I am not Parlo, so I don't exactly know how he feels about dislike bombing right now. But I'm going to explain my observation as an outsider. It looks like in this clip himself, he is saying, like, look, these people were doing shit to me, they threw the first punches, so I just threw a punch back. Like, look what these people do, they're doing such horrible things. I'm not doing anything really bad. Now, I suppose it wouldn't feel like this if the first thing he didn't open with on his rebuttal was the video he dislike bombed and then started, like, saying, well, look what this guy does, why wouldn't I do it?
And the person in question was a guy who had child porn. Now, what more do I need to say? Also, this guy doxes people.
Like, you're instantly coming out and saying, look at all these horrible things this guy does. See, that's why I dislike bombed this guy a month ago. I don't know, this is just how I see it. Maybe you all have different opinions. Maybe Parlo did change. We'll see in the future.
And what else is pathetically immature is Jalen milking that vegan teacher for views when she is a troll. I made videos on that vegan teacher exposing her for a slew of immoral things she did.
Do you know how many animals are dying? You don't give a fuck about the animals, do you? Coming out is a selfish thing to do.
I wonder why trolls would do such immoral things. It's almost like they want negative attention. Overall, I'm giving this response a 3.5 out of 10 as it felt like it was really petty, drawn out, and it didn't feel very genuine at all. And I gotta say, you managed to make a 20-minute portion of your video over a 10-minute video response that I managed to condense down to 3 minutes. I mean, to be fair, you made my video hit 13 minutes already, so you know what? Good work. Now look, Jadyn did release another response to Parlo, but I'm honestly not feeling like going through another video, so I guess just stay tuned for part 2 if I ever feel like making it. And hey, while you're waiting for part 2, I got 2 other videos on Parlo that I think you'd find pretty interesting. We got The Problem with Parlo, or we got The Worst Drama I've Ever Seen, Parlo Uina. Though I do recommend The Problem with Parlo, as that was the one I spent the most time in, and I think you'd enjoy it. But I guess this is goodbye for now. See you around.